welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm letting a wheel control my rating this weekend. How the wheel is going to control my rating this weekend. The first things first is it's going to choose a book for me to read. After that, I think I'm going to spin a wheel to see how I'm going to read, meaning that if I'm going to read a total amount of pages or total amount of time. And then finally, I think the last thing is maybe a location. I might not do this every day because it has been extremely hot here in Minnesota, so it might only just be one day where I'm like, let's go out and go somewhere, but we'll see how I'm feeling. So the wheel's controlling everything about rating for the next few days, so let's show the wheel. Okay, so unfortunately it is the evening. It is 5:46, so I'm going to first pick a book, or I guess I'm not gonna pick a book. The wheel's going to pick a book off of my TBR. Most of the books are from my July TBR, but some are just books I currently have, like The Foulcroft Ghost by Darcy Coates. I recently picked up from the library. What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, also from the library. And then If Books Could Kill, I have that as a e-copy because it's a advanced reader copy, or an ARC from NetGalley. So I'm just gonna spin the wheel and see what it wants me to read, or what it wants me to start with. So hopefully, I'm really hoping for What Moves the Dead or The Place Where They Buried Your Heart, because I really want to read that and I know that's due by the end of this month, so I need to get going on that. The Foulcroft Ghost by Darcy Coates, which I will grab because it's right up here. So this is what the wheel has chose for the first book of this video. I've only read 2 other books by Darcy Coates, and that was last month. I read the House of Shadows duology, which is just House of Shadows and House of Secrets, and I really enjoyed it. So I picked this up from the library. It sounded interesting. And I love ghosts, so I think this will be a fun read. And Darcy Coates has like a pretty interesting, not interesting way of writing, but it's just very like straightforward and like easy to read and definitely bingeable. So hoping that is what I see when I read this, because that's what House of Shadows was and House of Secrets was. So yeah, I'm excited to get this, or I started, I should say. But like I said, it is a little bit later in the day, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up the next wheel, which is going to be if I'm gonna read for a certain amount of time or a certain amount of pages. So let me set that up real quick. Alright, so here we have a wheel that is a 50-50 chance of whether I'm gonna base it off of time or pages. I'm really hoping for pages, but if it's time, maybe we'll get a lower amount of time. We'll see. Let's see what we're gonna get into first. Of course, it's the one I didn't want, which is time. So let's go to the time wheel to see how long I have to read today, or for the rest of the day. Alright, here is our time wheel. Now I do have the highest amount of time being 3.5 hours, which, my goodness, I don't know if I actually will be able to do that, but we'll see. And I'm hoping I don't get that, but I also have no time, meaning that it's kind of like a free-for-all. I can spend maybe a couple minutes, I can spend a couple hours. It's kind of like a free choice. So let's spin and see. I'm hoping maybe for an hour. We'll see. I don't want to look. I got an hour. I'm so happy. That made my day. I'm so happy we got 1 hour. So we need to spend 1 hour reading The Fullcroft Ghosts by Darcy Coates, which I think will be the perfect amount of time to just kind of dip my toes into this book. I think those are all the wheels that I'm going to do today, unless I think of one within that 1 hour space, maybe. But if it was like super nice out and earlier in the day, I would do a location wheel, but since it's still pretty hot outside, it's 93 degrees, I'm staying inside, I'm not gonna venture out, and I'm just gonna read for an hour. So let's get into this book. Well, it's almost been 24 hours since the last clip that you guys saw, so I want to apologize. Today has just been very busy and I have not picked up a book today, so my apologies. But yesterday I did achieve reading for 1 hour and I did get into the book that the wheel chose, The Fullcroft Ghosts, and I got to chapter 13, page 90, so I got pretty far. I mean, the way Darcy Coates writes, it's just so like bingeable and like easy peasy to read, like breeze through it, and I'm like very intrigued and like interested. She definitely knows how to like hook the reader. So a little bit of what has happened in this book. Tara and Kyle are siblings. Their mother is in the hospital and they need someone to take care of them, and so their elderly grandparents decide to take care of them. They've never met these grandparents, but for some reason they decide to take care of these kids, or take care of Tara and Kyle, and so they get brought to the grandparents' house, and of course it's like a eerie looking mansion, and they're kind of given, they're suspicious, like they're too nice, because these kids have grown up not knowing their grandparents and like their mom not talking much about their grandparents, and then these grandparents are like, oh my gosh, we should spend time as a family, we've missed you guys so much. So we're getting some different stories from the mom and the grandparents, but besides that, them being kind of weird and too nice, the kids are seeing things and hearing things in the house, so I'm definitely enjoying it. It's fun. It's just like a classic like haunted house or like scary book. I don't know, it's something about it where I'm like, it doesn't even have to be good, but this is just entertaining, so I'm enjoying my time. But I do want to spin the wheel. I will say it is late. My head hurts. Like, I don't know why. If it's because I had coffee later than I usually do, or if I'm not drinking enough water, or I should go to bed. I don't know, but my head hurts. But it is 9:50. We're going to spin the wheel for pages or times. So hopefully, I'm gonna be honest, I hope it's pages. That I think is more doable than time, but we'll see what we get. And we did get pages, so I'm very happy about that. So let's get to a wheel that has some page numbers on there. Alright, so here is the page wheel I quickly put together, considering my head hurts. I did some lower numbers, even though some are, 200 pages is still a lot, but I started at 25 and then 50, 75. I'm going up by 25 increments, and then I also have free choice, which means I'm just gonna read as much as I want and then finish whatever. So I am hoping for, I think 125 would be the most I would want. So let's spin and see what we get. Okay, 150, which I don't even know if the book has 150 pages left. So the book does have 150 pages. It actually also, I forgot to mention this, this has some extra stories inside. It has 3 bonus stories. So technically, the main story is only 200 pages. Or less than 200? Yeah, the main story, this one, is only 193 pages. And then there's 3 stories or short stories in here called Clockwork, Subbasement, and Crypt. So I would be in the starting the 3rd short story. So there is that. I don't know if that's in all copies of this book or if it's just this copy specifically. But it looks like I am going to be having to lock in and read to here. So we'll try. I'm gonna be honest, I probably am not going to reach my goal, but maybe out of just sheer luck I might. So let's get to reading and I will update you guys probably in the morning, hopefully. Hi guys, it is the next day and I have some exciting news. I actually finished the Folecroft Ghosts. I actually finished this morning. I read a decent amount last night before I got so tired and was like, okay, I'm done, but I did finish the book this morning and I would say I'd rate this maybe like a 3.5. It's not like the best, craziest ghost story of all time. It was entertaining and bingeable. I did not want to put it down, and I think Darcy Coates does a great job to hook the reader's attention and keep their engagement throughout the book. I thought it was a little predictable at some points, and it wasn't very horror scary-esque. It was just definitely a ghost story, if anything. There are 3 bonus stories in here. So there are, one's called Crypt, Subbasement, and Clockwork. And I would say Subbasement kept giving me kind of Backrooms vibes of just eerie, unknown, dark, and just decrepit area. So I liked that little bonus story. Crypt and Clockwork. Clockwork I would say would be my next favorite, and then Crypt. But they're fun little stories if you pick up a copy of this and have those 3 bonus stories. But for the main story, the Folecroft Ghosts, I would say a 3.5 stars. So I love Darcy Coates' writing. It's very simple and easy for me to read and entertaining. But this one was just a little bland in the plot. So alright, since we finished that read, we are going to go back to all of the books on my TBR, books I want to read this month wheel that I made, and we're gonna spin and see what is the next book. Again, I still really want to read The Place Where They Buried Your Heart or What Moves the Dead. Those are still my top books I would like to read next. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get that. Holy crap, that's loud. I'm so excited. Okay, it's not rigged. I swear to everything on my life. I am so excited. The wheel did choose The Place Where They Buried Your Heart by Christina Henry. I've seen so much talk about this book and I picked it up from my library, so I'm so excited to start this. All I know is if you like Monster House, you might like this book. That's all I've gotten from this. So let's read the summary. It was only a dare. On an otherwise ordinary street in Chicago, there is a house, an abandoned house where once upon a time terrible things happened. The children who live on this block are told by their parents to stay away from that house. But of course, children don't listen. Children think it's fun to be scared, to dare each other to go inside. Jesse Campanelli did what many other sisters do and dared her little brother Paul. But unlike all the other kids who went inside the abandoned house, Paul didn't return. His two friends, Jake and Richie, said that the house ate Paul. Of course, adults don't believe that. Adults never believe what kids say. They thought someone kidnapped Paul or hurt him. They thought Paul had vanished in a way that was ordinary, explainable. The disappearance of her little brother broke Jessie's family apart in ways that would never be repaired. Jessie grew up, had a child of her own, and kept living on the same street where the house that ate her brother sat. Crouched and waiting, a darkness seemed to spread out from that house, a darkness that was alive and hungry. Literally the plot of the movie Monster House, which is a very good movie, I would say. So I'm so excited to start this. So we are going to spin my next wheel, which is to see if I'm reading for an amount of time or amount of pages. Today I'm hoping for maybe time, but either one is okay, I'm gonna be honest, because today it's my day to do this. So all I have planned is to read, basically. So let's see, we have pages. Okay, so since we are reading with the amount of pages, I did add a couple more options. This book is a little over 300 pages, so I added more of the 25 increments up to 300 now. So could I read this whole book in a day? I hope I don't, because I want to take my time with this book, but let's see what the wheel decides. Okay, a decent amount for today. We are going to read 100 pages out of The Place Where They Buried Your Heart. Now, I have not done this yet, but we are gonna pick a location to read for today. Alright, so I made a location wheel. We have some places here at home. We also have some places out and about. We also have a spin again option in case I need to spin again and give the wheel another choice. So let's see where I will be reading for today. Outside. Okay, perfect. I think today it is sort of hot, 86 degrees, but the air quality is a lot better here in Minnesota, which is great. So I might just sit outside in my backyard and read the first 100 pages of today's book. Okay, I lied. The air quality is actually pretty bad. It has been bad because of the fires. It's currently 144. So I might not spend the whole time writing out here. I mean, it looks a little hazy, but not terrible. I know like last week it was really, really bad. So I'm just gonna be out here for a little bit, hopefully maybe get to the 100 pages, but if I'm feeling kind of ill or not feeling too well, I'll head back inside. But let's start reading The Place Where They Buried Your Heart. Hi guys, it is a lot later, but I did finish the 100-page count of The Place Where They Buried Your Heart. I actually read a little bit more so I could finish the chapter. I ended up on chapter 7. Take out my bookmark. Chapter 7, and it has just flown by of how easy and like entertaining this book is. It's definitely reminiscent of the movie Monster House with a little bit of like just creepy eeriness going on, and I just am like brainstorming what could be causing all of this at this house. It's just, I just have to read it more and figure out what is going on, because is it something truly paranormal, or is there someone or something more sinister going on? I'm not sure, but I'm enjoying it. a lot, like I said, so I will continue to read this and figure out the mysteries behind what is going on at this house. I did read outside as long as I could. I did come inside because there was a bee that kept bothering me, and the air quality outside was not the best, like I said, so I didn't want to be out there too long, so I came inside to finish reading my page amount that I had to complete for today. I am going to wrap up this video here. Unfortunately, I did not feel the best this weekend, plus I've just been go this whole weekend, so it probably wasn't the best to do this little reading challenge, so I should save this for like a week where I have nothing going on or just want to kind of spice up my reading, and letting a wheel decide what I read, where I read, how I should read. So I enjoyed it. It definitely boosted my motivation, and it's something different to just, again, not be in a slump and just kind of make things a little more interesting. So I hope you guys liked this little challenge. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe. I post videos once a week, whether it's bookish content like this, lifestyle vlogs, kind of whatever I'm in the mood for. So if you like what you're seeing, you should go ahead and subscribe. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye!